Today we are here with Bridget and Alyssa Scrow, and we are at the Journey School of Peoria. And I am so happy to be here today because I have heard great things about your school. I was just finding out of all the awards that you have already won this year, but I would love to know more about Journey School of Peoria.
So Journey School of Peoria was created last year in February. We opened up on February 3rd, about 4 weeks before the pandemic hit. And thankfully we are still here and open, but we are a multi-sensory, hands-on multi-sensory nature-based school. And we're also a community school. So we really thrive to bring in the community when we do events on the weekends, and we try to do those at least once a month. Being that we're a nature-based school, we are a child-led school, so we do follow the Reggio Emilia philosophy. So it's really interesting. We're very different from other schools when it comes to the curriculum and those things.
So tell me a little bit about that philosophy.
So the philosophy for Reggio Emilia is child-led, and it just it's very different from other schools because with some of the other schools they usually use like papers and pens. They'll use like worksheets, those types of things, where our children really are the teacher in the classroom.
What I love about our classrooms is that they're really warm and inviting. A lot of our kids are here sometimes more than they're at home, so we want them to feel welcomed into their classroom. The materials are all on display for them to really just foster curiosity in them. Their curiosity in the materials and the outdoor spaces helps them to ask questions. Their teachers are guiding them in their learning rather than giving them the answers. So a lot of times when we're building our curriculums, you'll see that a 2-year-old was super interested in the bird that was in the tree, and now the next week our whole class is going to learn about birds and where birds came from and how many birds are in the sky and that kind of thing. So it keeps them really engaged in what they're learning because they're learning about something that they're really curious about.
And so you say nature-based. Mm-hmm. So do they spend more time outside than in a normal classroom?
Yes. So even in the summer heat, being that we're in Arizona, we still spend at least 4 hours outdoors a day. Really? So in the wintertime, I think we spent almost 5 to 6 hours outdoors. Mm-hmm. We do have a lot of animals on the property. So we have 5 chickens. We have 2 potbelly pigs. Mm-hmm. We have a bunny, a couple other chickens that are they're pretty fun chickens. They like to hang up on the children's shoulders and stuff. We have 4 goats, 1 sheep, and then we have a service dog named Journey.
Okay, and this is Journey's bed,
right? This is Journey's bed. Journey is not joining us today because she got a little muddy with the children this morning. So, but yeah, she's amazing. And she is a facility dog, so she is trained in behavioral modification and anxiety in children. So anytime a child is dropped off for maybe the first time, they've never been in a facility, they're scared and they're being pulled away from mom and dad. They don't know what's going on. Journey is very good about going in and calming them down.
Wow.
So yes,
that's meeting all of their needs.
Asset. Yeah, she's a great asset on the property. So.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, so I understand that during the pandemic, you guys stepped up and said, we want to help all of the first responders, yes, all of the people on the front lines, yes, all of the people who are delivering the mail and picking up the trash, mm-hmm, and doing all of the public works in the city as well. Thank you so much for doing that, first of all. So how did you decide that you want to help first responders during the pandemic?
The main question that we received in the phone calls is, what are your hours? So obviously we know that nurses work, these long 12-hour shifts. So at the time we were only open from 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., but we had extended our hours for the first responders to be between 5 and 5:30, whatever the need was. And our teachers were amazing. They stepped up and said, we'll be here.
We made a number of phone calls just, yes, to make sure that people in the area knew that we were going to be open, yes, for longer hours and that they could bring their children here, and that we were willing to do drop-in days, which just means that if they're not normally coming to our school, that they could come on a day that they needed. So. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that just really touches my heart. The word community is often associated with events, sure, some, fun kind of thing that happens on the weekends, but this is real community where, yes, you say, what do they need? This is an inordinate period of time. What can I do to, yes, help the people who are working so hard, yeah, during this time? And I know that you're surrounded by medical offices and, yes, hospital here, mm-hmm, so you must have had a lot of medical personnel as well.
Mm-hmm. And being so close to Banner, Thunderbird, and Boswell, we had a lot of a lot of nurses. You know, they were working so many hours, and they just wanted to know that while they were gone, that their children were being taken care of and they were safe. So that was really important to us.
Yeah, and somebody close by, somebody they
Yes.
can trust.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really a tremendous asset to our community, the city of Peoria. So thank
And
you
we've
very
really,
much.
really built an amazing parent. We've had really amazing parent involvement here, and so they're just always willing to help anytime that, you know, we need it, or we're willing to help anytime they need it. And we've just really built a beautiful family here.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad to know that in a pretty short period of time, too.
Yes.
Do you have room to expand?
We're always talking about where the next Journey School is going to be. So right now we're going to be maxed out at kindergarten through third grade, so we won't have any more room. We're just so grateful to be open during the pandemic and be able to serve the community. And so at this time, you know, we never know what's in the works. So
Well, it seems to me like you need to grow, definitely. And I hope you do it in Peoria still.
Yes. Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
So for all of the great things that you do for our children and for all of the people who work in the city of Peoria, I want to thank you and give you the award for the Mayor's Business
Thank you
of the
so
Month.
much. Thank you so much.
It
It's
is
very exciting.
definitely my pleasure. Thanks
Thank
for all
you.
that you do.
Thank you.